Okay, pick up where you left off.
Yeah, what I've noticed is that my conversations with sellers, the role playing, the objections, whether it's talking to any audience about selling their home, the same type of objection or language, it comes up, you
Mm.
know. I picked up a listing on Monday and it was a referral and the commission came up.
Yep.
So
Yep.
you throw in you just like, oh, we're talking about commission. Let's talk about, you talk about the commission objection. Last week, went door knocking with one of the agents with Larry, and an objection came where I just don't want to give my home away.
Hmm.
You know, that came up. But I do want to sell. I noticed that we were door knocking NODs, and it's actually easier because you can just hone in into the appointment, especially when you notice that their motivations to sell. So you just really you go in a little bit more of a stealth. That's probably the best way I could kind of say it, you know. And they want to really hear what can you really do for them. So a lot of fluff talk, you don't have to do that so much. So that was my experience from last week.
Love it. Thank you for sharing.
Yes.
Congratulations on the listing. You got a listing, dude. Who cares where it came from? That's awesome. Let's do that every week. How amazing is that going to be when you do that?
Yeah.
So proud of you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. And thank you for sharing your wisdom with us. All right, everybody. Happy Thursday. Welcome to Survive to Thrive. If you have a copy of The Millionaire Real Estate Agent, I haven't talked from this book in a long time. And today we're going to. If you have a copy of this book, I am going to be on page 71 today, and I am going to be on page 78 through 79. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about the 9 ways a millionaire real estate agent thinks. We're going to skim through these, and we're going to do a little bit of a deep dive on number 2. All right. Number 1, think powered by a big why. What is your why? Uh, you know your goals, you set your goals. Why are those goals important to you? Why are you doing what you do? Great book to read by Simon Sinek, Start with Why. Great video to watch on YouTube, The Golden Circle with Simon Sinek. Do a little bit of research on that. I promise you're going to get value from that. So, what is your why? Now, this can be a challenge for some people because they'll say, John, I just really don't have a big why. All right, no worries. A bunch of little whys can add up to a big why. So, what are your whys? What are the little whys that are important to you? And this is why you're going to reach your goals. What is that going to do for you? All right, number 2, think big goals and big models. And we're going to come back to this one and go a little bit deeper. The third way a millionaire real estate agent thinks is think possibilities. What's possible? What could you do? What could you do if? And allow your mind to be really creative with this. Uh, Remove all limiting beliefs. When you remove all limiting beliefs, what could you do? What would you do if failure was not an option? All right, number 4 is think action. Once you know what your goals are, it's time to get into action. You've heard me say to you many times, focus on the activities, not the results. Well, this is think action. What are the activities, your daily activities, call them standards, non-negotiable standards that you're holding yourself accountable to every single day? Juliana, this is what we talked about on the team training call yesterday. And we had a great conversation, a lot of fun with that. So I'm not sure if you're going to implement everything I shared to you, Juliana, but if you do, it'll be amazing. All right. Number 5, think without fear. Well, this is interesting to me because I'm not sure it's possible to think without fear. And let me explain what I mean. Uh, Fear is real, and you're going to have fear. Now, the goal is do it anyways. Do it anyways. Feel the fear and do it anyways. You can focus on faith. That's awesome. Bold law, faith or fear. You have to choose. I get it. And to say you're not going to have fear, I think is unrealistic. Choose to focus on faith versus fear. It's the two dogs that are in your mind and they're fighting, right? And which one wins? Well, the one you feed. So focus on the faith and not the fear. All right. Think progress. Every day, as long as you are moving closer to your goal, you're making progress. Okay. Time on task over time is the path to mastery. Now, pay attention. It's time on task over time. What is time? Well, if you study mastery, it's 10,000 hours. Now you do the math and you figure out how many days or how many years is it going to get you to 10,000, is it going to take you to get to 10,000 hours on your path to mastery? And as long as you're making progress, that's the point. Are you getting better? Are you a little better today than you were yesterday? Are you a little bit closer to your goal today than you were yesterday? All right. Number 7 is think competitively and strategically. So are you competitive by nature? My guess is yes. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here. Turn everything into a game and then play to win. Turn lead generation into a game and then play to win. How many people can I talk to? How many appointments can I schedule? At the end of the day, when I look at the scoreboard, did I win the day? Now, strategically is playing chess, not checkers. Are you playing chess in your real estate business or are you playing checkers? Checkers is to react. Chess is to be strategic in your strategy, in your communication versus being reactive. All right. Number 8, think standards. What are your standards for everything you do? You should have a standard for how you answer the phone. For example, something as small as that. How do you answer the phone? Do you have a standard for that? I would tell you I'm going to answer the phone on the 3rd ring. It's a standard. If I answer it on the 1st ring, you're going to think I'm just sitting here with nothing to do and I jumped on the phone and answered the phone. If I take 5, 6 rings to pick up, then you might give up on me. But if I answer on the 3rd ring, John Dietz speaking, how can I help you? It's a standard. By the way, when it comes to standards, and all of you, and I don't know the answer on this, do you have a standard for your outgoing voicemail? You know, it just amazes me, Nathan, when I call a real estate agent and I hear, you have reached 727-686-04. I'm like, you're kidding me. Have an outgoing voicemail. You're a real estate agent. All right. Sorry, bunny trail. Number 9, think service. Read the Raving Fans by Ken Blanchard. Just read the book. You'll get everything you need when it comes to think service. All right, I'm jumping over to page 78, everybody. We're going to do a little bit of a deep dive here on think big goals and big models. All right, reading right from the book. The second fundamental way the millionaire real estate agent thinks is to think big goals and big models. If you have big goals, then to reach them, you will inevitably begin a quest for big models. So if I were to tell you what this looks like to me, this is what it would look like. All right. If I have little goals, then I am operating within this space right here. Let's say my goal is to sell a home a month. Fine. There is a path to 1 sale per month. There is a daily path in conversations, appointments booked to 1 sale per month. However, there's also a path to a bigger goal. Now, here's what's really cool about this. If you think with big models, this is your model, and you create an action plan in order to achieve this goal, and you miss it, did you fail? No, you didn't. By the way, Did you hit this goal? Of course you did. You blew right past it. You didn't even notice that you blew past it, and you blew past it because you didn't create an action plan, a model based on small goals. You created a model based on big goals. And if I said, okay, what does this look like in in an actual plan? Again, a big model. So you've seen this before. You've seen it many, many times. I'm going to lead generate every day. I'm going to lead generate every day until I talk to 10 people. That's 10 conversations, and I book one appointment, whichever comes last. That's my model. I'm going to have 10 conversations, and I'm going to book one appointment every single day. That's my model. Now, when I do that, I am entering 250 people into my pipeline. I'm working 50 weeks, 5 days a week, having 10 that's 250 days, having 10 conversations a day. That's 2,500 conversations. And I'm going to book one appointment every day. Now, who am I booking an appointment with? Somebody who wants to buy or sell a home. Simple. Now, notice I didn't say somebody who wants to buy or sell a home this week or next week. It's somebody who wants to buy a home, buy or sell a home, period. There are no bad leads, just bad real estate agents who don't follow up. Now, at the end of the year, I've been face to face with 250 people, Belly. And when I have a system for following up with them, then I am going to have a return of 10%, 20%. Even if it's only 10%, that's 25 sales. If my average commission is $10,000, that's $250,000 simply by following a model that says I have 10 conversations every day and I book one appointment every day with a potential buyer or seller. And it's a standard. I never stop unless I never stop until I hit that standard. All right, going on. The power behind having big goals is really about the power of acquiring big habits. Please write that down. The power behind having big goals is the power behind having big habits. What I'm sharing with you today is a big habit. Now, when it's a habit, that means if you don't do it, it feels weird. All right, brushing your teeth, habit. Driving down the road on your way to the office, you're like, I don't think I brushed my teeth. You're stopping at Walgreens, you're buying a toothbrush, you're buying toothpaste, or you're going to turn around and go home because that's weird. Make lead generation that much of a habit so that if you don't do it, it feels weird. All right, it's a habit. And you've created this habit. The power behind having big goals is really about the power of acquiring big habits by beginning with the end in mind. So Stephen Covey in his book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, talks about beginning with the end in mind. And he shares a really cool story to do this. Now, the story that he shares is you're at a funeral. You walk in the church and there's lots of people there, and there's people that you recognize, friends, family members, these people, and they're sharing stories about the person who's up front and the life this person lived, and they're sharing stories about the legacy that this person left, and the difference that this person had in their lives and why this person mattered. And then you realize it's you. You're that person. What does that look like? What do you want that to look like? That's ultimately beginning with the end in mind. Now, you can break this down to the end in mind as where am I going to be at the end of 2024? All right. What does that look like? I'm going to begin with the end in mind, and then I am going to create a strategy in order to achieve that destination. All right. I'm going to get back to that in a second. Beginning with the end in mind, the professional habits you build will either empower you or they will restrict you. So are your habits, I want you to write this down, are my habits holding me back or are they pushing me forward? Are they pushing me forward to a destination that is assured, or are they holding me back to settling for mediocrity? What you must understand is that your habits will either serve as the empowering platform for the next level of your success or a restricting box trapping you inside your current level. When you buy into, I'm happy and I'm comfortable, money is evil, I'm not going to work harder to make more money, uh, God will provide. Let me talk about that. I'm not against that. 100% God provides. He feeds the birds, but he doesn't throw the worms in their nest. When you settle for mediocre thinking, you're going to get mediocre results. True or true? Big goals are about reaching for your true potential. Big goals are about reaching for your true potential. Have you reached your lid? Is that it? Are you at a level where you can do absolutely no more? That's it. Uh, Juliana, going back to you, we had a conversation yesterday. Juliana's a rock star. She's selling lots of homes. And if I were to ask Juliana, I know what her answer would be, but if I would say, have you reached your potential? I know her answer would be no. There's more. I can do more. And by focusing on big goals, you will be focusing on developing big habits that will always be appropriate to achieving your highest level of success. So back to beginning with the end in mind. Andy Andrews talks about being on a destination, being on a journey with a destination that is assured, being on a journey with a destination that is assured. This is my favorite model. I love, love, love this model. Now just hang in there with me, everybody. If you're on a journey with a destination that is assured, let's just say this is the destination, all right? Here's you, and you're on this journey with a destination that is assured. It doesn't say it's going to be easy. It doesn't say you're not going to have hardships. It doesn't say that you're going to be that you're not going to be tempted to quit, because you are. You're absolutely going to be tempted to quit. You're going to hit roadblocks. And when you hit roadblocks, you're going to be tempted to take detours, to change the path. Now, when you change the path, do you end up at the destination? No, you don't. But you're going to be tempted to do that. I promise you, you will. Now, when I hear a destination that is assured, here's what I hear. We're already there. We're already there. Now, the way we see time, it's linear. It's out there. It's out there somewhere in the future. That destination is out there. Maybe you can't see the destination. If you're a captain of a ship, you can't see the port until you're a mile away from the port, but you have to have faith that that GPS, that autopilot is taking you to your destination. Now, think about this. If you looked at time the way, hold on. If you looked at time the way God looks at time, the same yesterday, today, and forever, omnipresent, omnipotent, at the beginning, at the end, at the same time, then for God, who created this dream in your heart, this has already happened. You're already there. We're the only ones who look at time the way we do. But when you believe in your heart that you're on a journey with a destination that is assured, that this is God-inspired, then you know it's a destination that is assured. Therefore, there is nothing that can stop me from continuing on this journey. All right, recap. The 9 ways a millionaire real estate agent thinks. Think powered by a big why. Think big goals and big models. Think possibilities. Think action. Think without fear. Think progress. Think competitively and strategically. Think standards. Think service. big goals and big models. Are your goals holding you back? Are you on a path to mediocrity because you're following small goals and small models? Or are you thinking bigger and focused on big models, big activities that lead to big results, knowing that you're on a journey with a destination that is assured? All right, guys.
John, I love listening to um, one of my habits. I love sports like crazy. So that's one of my weaknesses
Yeah.
is I love sports, and I love listening to after the game is over. And one thing that I have to one of the reasons why I love sports is because I can relate to sports in this career.
Yep.
And I'm listening to you talking about, you know, how the size of our habit and the size of our goal has everything to do with the outcome as well.
Mhm.
And it's hard. It's hard to like, it's hard to like put it in your mind that I have to change the way I think. It's still hard for me now. I'm sure it's very challenging for those on the call. One thing that I continue to tell myself is that, like, let's just say Tom Brady, for example, when he speaks, there's times when I have seen him speak, he's really like he's no one special. He's no big deal. He doesn't come across like I'm a big deal. He just set um, habits that were
Mhm.
consistent to these huge goals.
Mhm.
That's all
Mhm.
he did.
Mhm.
And when we can think that way, that the secret to it is, first of all, we're no big deal. I'm no big deal. I just need to have a habit to match what I really of my outcome.
Yeah.
And when it comes, it's like it brings such a humble experience, because you're just like, I can't believe that this is really happening, but it's really happening. And that's just what I want to share with the team is that we just have to like set our goals, like you're saying, think really big,
Mhm.
apply it,
Mhm.
and then we'll be amazed. We'll be like Tom Brady, speaking because we won, a Super Bowl.
100%. Nathan, you're amazing. By the way, real estate is my sport. I'm a jock. I've played sports my entire life, played high school football, played college football. I mean, I live this stuff. And real estate has become my sport. I look at it the same way as I did when I was playing football, Nathan. It's a game. I have so much fun playing this game. And I love that you shared Tom Brady because I take Tom Brady as just a great example. We all look at him and we're like, wow, but he's
Mhm.
Tom Brady. I look at
Yeah,
Tiger Woods with my golf game, which is horrible, and I'm like, wow.
yeah,
But here's what I know. Could I am I gonna raise my level of play to Tiger Woods? No, not now. Maybe if I could go back in time 40, 50 years, I could. However, the more time I spend on the driving range, the better my game gets. How much
absolutely.
time am I spending on the driving range? How much time are you spending on the driving range? Clarissa, talk to us.
Carissa, before you say one more thing, I want to say this real quick too. I retired as a college umpire, and I've had the opportunity to baseball umpire, and I had the opportunity to travel and be in big games, and had the opportunity to be on TV and have my family watch me get yelled at and things of
Yeah.
that. But one of the things that I always remember is seeing the stars come up to the plate, because as an umpire, when you're behind the plate, the catcher and the batter, it's another conversation that everyone does not get privy to understand. It's a lot going on at that plate,
Yeah.
and I've seen stars they're 0 for 3.
Yeah.
Sometimes they have struck out maybe 3 times, or they popped up or ground out. And that fourth time at the plate,
Yeah.
where it doesn't have to be a home run,
Yeah.
but the fact that they crushed the ball and they got on base, it reminds me of us in real estate
There you
in
go.
terms of like we have to keep on going
Yeah.
and that mindset of being strong.
There you go. Good stuff, Nathan. Thank you.
Yes.
All right, Clarissa, take us out.
So all of this has been great, and I love it when you do what you've done this morning. But the one thing that has resonated with me today is when we look at people, great athletes, whether it's athlete, whether it's an actor, whatever the craft is, but whoever's good at that craft, if you take a look at their morning routine, they're getting up early and they're getting to it and they're working on their mindset before anything else. So you look at their routine, their morning routine, their practice, their habits, and how consistent they are. And they get the work done. It was so funny you said, you know what? God will, God provides. Yes, he will. But when you said he doesn't throw the worms in the nest, that's it. I think with real estate, sometimes we think the worms, the listings, the
Sure.
buyers will be
Yeah.
thrown in the nest.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
got to go out and you got to work for it.
Yes.
They got to go out and they got to get there early because the early bird gets the worm.
There you go.
And they've got to till that ground and go deep and get those worms. A lot like real estate. You got to go out and do the work. Bottom line is you got to create the habits and be consistent and do the work that gets the worms.